Welcome to 5 Element Friday! You get an element, and 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 you get an element.
Everybody gets an element!
It's all 5 elements. And it's Friday. Welcome back to 5 Element Fridays. My name is Jay, and I have Lita here in the studio.
Today, we're continuing our conversation about goal setting in the 5 elements, and today we're focusing on water.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. That's the big engine. The powerful water. That's the turbine.
Waters are the most powerful on the planet. So just to bring you up to date, we're doing a series of short segments on 5 element goal setting.
We're just getting this going on the 5 Element Fridays. We're going to do a lot of different things, but everyone needs to set and achieve their goals.
Yes. And so there's an interesting thing about water. We all need to tap into our water to get bleep done. And that is your drive.
Bleep.
Yes. It's the will to do stuff.
We all have a drive in us that keeps us moving forward without quitting. Boy, I'm in my wood mode today. Goals and but we're really talking about water.
My favorite example right now is Courtney DeWalter, who is water, definitely. And she's this ultra marathon runner who runs like 200 miles or more at a time and beats the pants off of everyone, including all the guys. Talk about drive.
And determination and power.
Yes, the water element is what gives us that stamina. So maybe you don't have enough stamina to run a 200-mile race, but you need some stamina to get what you want done if you're setting a goal.
Yeah, and that's the oomph to get up and go and do it. It's really our ambition, and that's a water thing.
Yes, actually, I love this point on our low backs near our kidneys. It's actually, the name of it is ambition room. And we all need a little ambition to go out and do what we want to do.
Yeah, so what are the challenges for water when it comes to goal setting, Lita?
Their biggest challenge is spreading themselves too thin. The problem is there are so many paths down the mountain, and you actually have to choose one to get down the mountain. Waters would like to go down all of them simultaneously, but unfortunately, they're not actually the actual element of water. They actually have legs, 2 legs and a body that they're stuck
Courtney
in.
goes down the mountain the fastest way down the mountain.
She definitely does.
You know, so if you have 2 legs, it doesn't mean you get to pick 2 different paths down the mountain. You have to stay attached to those legs.
Yes.
So, yes.
So another big challenge for waters is setting their sights too high, almost delusionally so. They're so ambitious.
Yeah, and if your goal isn't achievable, then you might not get to anything at the end, and that could be a little wah, wah, wah.
But you know, when you think about these ultra marathon runners, Jay, you know, these women that are now beating men at these long races, they set their sights pretty high, and they
have stamina,
and they don't let anything hold them back.
No.
So, you know, while we say this, I just want to point out that there are exceptions to the rule. Sometimes it might seem delusional, but it works.
Yeah, they're breaking down the barriers. You know, another strength of water is being patient, and they'll wait for the right moment. And sometimes that right moment doesn't come for a very long time.
Yeah, and they'll do nothing while they wait and be very unhappy in the waiting. So, you know, sometimes they're very content and life just kind of goes by them in the waiting.
Yeah, and then they get disappointed and they wonder why they didn't act sooner.
Yes, or worse, they're completely frozen because they're scared and then they really do nothing.
Yeah, that can happen. And when they're avoiding a particular outcome, which is very common, you know, they think it may be better to do nothing than to risk that
unwanted outcome. Yeah, sometimes it's just easier not to want anything than to be disappointed.
Yeah, waters just need to make sure they're challenging themselves. And if they're sitting still for too long, they need to get moving. They need to tap into their inner wood and get that water moving.
Yes, they're just waiting for the world to come to them or the path to appear in front of them. But life can become meaningless while you're waiting that long.
If you feel like you're kind of stuck or frozen, you could go find some wood friends if you can't find it inside of you. And kind of the wood friends can maybe help them get on the path, maybe help them get down the mountain. Wood and water work really well together. It's the drive and the strategy. Excellent combo.
Yes. The other thing waters can do when they're stuck is go on an adventure. Nothing works better than to get waters moving like a good adventure. It can be simple, but doing anything that helps you move in the direction you want to go in is what you need to look for.
I've sent people for assignments to go to the grocery store, maybe watch a movie about an adventure, reading a book, journaling, thinking about it. And I say, you know, you don't have to do something. Do anything. There's a difference. Just get your bleep off the couch and get back into momentum.
Yes, remember we said sometimes waters have a tendency to be couch potatoes. So getting that bleep off the couch.
Yeah. They're almost always 100% happier.
Yes, so ambition is a belief that something is coming in the future. You can examine your ambitions and recognize that ambition is what drives you, but it generally doesn't get you where you need to go.
So remember, I just mentioned it a couple minutes ago. You might need a little wood to help direct the water, narrow the paths, make choices, or it won't take any direction. It just spills out into too many directions. So tap into your wood again.
Yes, and decision making is one of the hardest things to do for waters, especially those who don't have wood second or third.
Yeah, so any decision is better than no decision.
Yes.
Patience is a virtue until guess what? It isn't.
Yes. And of course, the cure for any water woes at all is getting out of your head and being in the present moment.
Yeah, that's the theme of water.
Yes.
Be in the moment.
Yes.
And that'll get your momentum going.
Okay.
All right, so that's it for today. Go out and do something, move something, have some fun. Just go do anything.
It's about now. Now is the time to move. Let's go outside and do something.
Anything.
Anything.